It's Tuesday. It is new single week. There's lots of shit going on. So let's do this thing. It was sooner than I thought it was gonna be. But somehow sadness still got the best of me. Caught me with my pants down. Caught me with my heart hanging out. From the moment that I owed an apology, I looked down and my pockets came up empty. I guess I'll have to pay for this in blood. Man, I hope I still have enough. But I have nothing to give anymore. Nothing's washing ashore. No man's young nor treasure. Yes, I've dug deep, and all I see is sand. And even that's left through my hand before I can measure just how much is gone. Tell me, how can you measure just how much is gone? So singing praise and gratitude's gonna help you out. And remind you that you're not just a pilot out, but you can only try so long before you give up on the song. I try to paint a picture of despair for my friends and foes, but I scare them by its being too on the nose. Cause with abstract art, don't you know, you gotta bring your own shit to the show. And I have nothing to give anymore. Nothing's washing ashore. No man's young, no treasure. Yes, I've dug deep, and all I see is sand. And even that slips through my hand before I can measure just how much is gone. Tell me, how can you measure just how much is gone? You're too tired to hear me out. Too tired to hear me out. But can you see me? I'm standing right here. Come on and have a look, cause you can't find this in a book. Come on and take me by the hand. We'll make love up here. I can't do this on my own, so let's make love up here. We'll make love up here. Cause I have nothing to give anymore. Nothing's washing ashore. No man's junk nor treasure. Yes, I've dug deep, and all I see is sand. And even that slips through my hand before I can measure just how much is gone. Tell me, how can you measure just how much is gone? Thank you, Tuesday people. Thank you for hanging out here on the internets with me. It is so good to see all of you. Slight adjustments. There we go. Woo, so that's the new single, guys. The new single and the video dropped this fucking Friday. I'm so excited. I've not put out anything in a minute. As a matter of fact, 2020 was the first year that I didn't release anything new into like the general public in like 3 years. Very disappointing. I know. There are literally tens of fans out in the world that are so disappointed in that I didn't put anything out. And so I'm going to double down. I'm going to put out a whole bunch of shit this year. The first single drops on the 27th. We got another one dropping in the middle of April, which is kind of a remix thing. I have a couple other things in the coffers at the moment. I'm very excited to be coming forward with this stuff. But that's the new single right there. My man Gary Malfa, who did the video for my Talking Middle-earth Historiography Blues, he did the video for this new song too, and it's fucking out of sight. I love it. I'm excited. I love watching it. I've watched it like 6 times today because that's how I roll. Very excited. Comes out this Friday. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Your enemies might really dig this song. There's even a B-side. It's like an old school single. I mean, you can't tell because it's like, streaming or whatever. But it really has an A side and a B side. I'm not going to play the B side because it's all slow and mopey, and that's not how I'm feeling at the moment. But I am going to play another song for you right now. Check it out. I played this one last week, and I play it often during this time of the year because it has like a short shelf life, this song. I can only play it for a certain chunk of time every year and have it make sense. Otherwise, it feels ill-timed or weird. So I'm going to go ahead and play it because I like playing it, and I don't get to play it enough. This goes out to everybody that is trying to make things better for themselves, a country that is trying to have a better day tomorrow than they had this day or the last 1,500 days or so. It's a song called Resolved. It goes like this. Now there's a good chance that when you hear this, you'll have a drink or two in your hand. And I know this holiday, you put the pounds away. I know it's kind of been this year's trend. So now you promise yourself that you'll be 3 sizes down, so you can wear that dress to next year's big toast. But that gym will seem expensive, and the food will taste so good if it's not the thing that you want the most. Well, last New Year, you tried it in the first gear, still stalled out before the starting gun. So now you try this new thing and set your sights big. Try to tackle both the moon and the sun. So you promise yourself all of the stars in the sky. Praise Hosanna to those heavenly hosts. But you won't even bother looking out your window at night if it's not the thing that you want the most. I know you've got this laundry list of little things you'd like to fix, 'cause I've got one too. But aren't you tired of all those superficial, silly little resolutions that never ever seem to come true? It's 'cause the things you choose, they don't matter much to you. Sometimes I think this guitar will make me a big star, so I play 8 days a week and weeknights too. And while it's a big gas, it comes off half-assed, 'cause these bright lights can't hold a candle to you. So while I promised myself that I would tackle the world, so next time I could show up and boast, I could only muster up well wishes and a bucket of cheer, 'cause that's the thing I want for you to have most. So now I just shut up and wish you all the happiest of years, 'cause that's the thing I know that you want the most. Thanks, guys. That's Resolved, a tune that I will have to put back in the drawer in another week and a half or so. But, I'll enjoy it while I got it. Put the headphones and the guitar on in the wrong order, so I didn't look quite so slick when I took the guitar off. Well, I'm excited to see so many of you guys have tuned in. I'm excited to see so many of you back here. This is like our 8th month or so doing this consecutively, and this is our whatever show in a row of having guests on. You know, there have been a few breaks of just me performing solo, or maybe 1 or 2 weeks off. But since August, we've had a different songwriter guest on this show just about every week, and it's always been a fantastic conversation. We've always had a great time talking about silly things, talking about serious things. I believe there was a Dungeons and Dragons conversation with Sarah Donner. Brooke Pridemore and I talked about some really weird shit. Man, I can't even remember. It goes back so far. Anyway, I'm excited to once again bring you the creme de la creme of New York City songwriters. We took some trips over the last couple of weeks. We saw some people from out of town, but here we are back in New York City. Back with somebody who I have long admired as a fantastic songwriter with a really, really killer voice. I mean, I kind of feel bad that my shit was a little rusty tonight. I was not in my best voice because I knew I had to precede tonight's guest, and I know that she's going to come on and sing, and it's going to be fucking glorious. So I'm like, but you know, this is how we roll. One of my guitar teachers once said, you're only as good as your worst day, right? It's like some Marines bullshit too. But like he said that to me because I had taken a particularly bad solo on a gig that he had seen me at the day before. He's like, yeah, well, I wasn't that surprised. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You're my fucking guitar teacher, dude. And he's like, well, you're only as good as your lousiest solo. Oh, Matt, I'm just looking at the people in the chat. Manu, it's good to see you. Spiff, it's good to see you. Matthew DeGroat, the new single is called No Sand. No Sand, and you can find it on all the places where you stream music. This Friday, there's going to be a music video live on YouTube. I'll be sure to link to it. They're all my social type things, but I'm not important right now. The guest is the thing. That's really why people come to these shows at this point. So I'm actually going to kind of shut up, mostly, sort of, get out of the way, and welcome Sam Brown to the show. Sam, what is going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going slowly but surely. How's it going now?
I'm here. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm not too far from
someone. You're in Brooklyn now. That makes me so happy.
You're in Brooklyn, yeah?
Yeah. I live in the Florida of Brooklyn. I live in what I call deepest Brooklyn.
What is that? What is the Florida?
The Florida of Brooklyn is really anything south of Kings Highway because they all vote for Trump. They all wear guns. They all have guns. A lot of people have boats. It's a weird thing, and yet here I am.
Votes and Trump, it has been a thing, hasn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever been to Kings Plaza Mall by chance?
Maybe briefly.
Okay.
I don't think so, though.
It's the only denoting point that I can usually give to people. All right. Anyway, I'm excited that you are Brooklyn and not Queens now. No offense to Queens, even though Queens sucks.
Well, you know, no comment. I love Astoria. I love Queens, where I sort of feel like I grew up, but it's real nice out here. I'm right by the cemetery. It's quiet.
Oh, that's right. It is quiet over there. You live in like that little corner of South Slope where like it's the cemetery and the power station and not a whole hell of a lot more.
Yes.
It's awesome over there. I've always liked it over there.
It is.
So I have not heard you play other than some of your live streams in like a million years. And back in before times, hearing you play every once in a while was something I could count on and something I looked forward to. So I have to ask, what has this last bunch of months looked like to you as a musician first?
Oh,
the way you said, oh,
you know, it's hard. So I'm a full-time student now, and that had taken a lot away from the time I was spending writing songs, but it actually gave me a little bit more freedom in a weird way, I find. And I haven't yet written about quarantine specifically or isolation specifically. That's a little too much to go into at this point for me emotionally. But I found doing live streams and not having an audience was both awful and awesome, because we love people as performers, and I think of Faulkner and being in the back room, and like that to me, yeah, I know. That's why I do it. I love that community. But there is a certain amount of freedom when there's no one else really there. So I was sort of starting to find a certain like rhythm of, oh, I kind of like when I did that live. I'd never done that before because I was too concerned about X, Y, and Z. And writing it's been what it is. It's been sporadic. So
Well, I can report that those answers are fairly standard from all the songwriters that I've had on. There have been a couple of feast or famine folks. There are some people that are like, I wrote 80 songs. And I'm like, that's great. And behind my eyes, I'm like, fuck you. And then there are other people that are like, yeah, I don't even want to touch my guitar. And the only reason I have it here is because you asked me to come on the show. So I think that you are happily sitting somewhere in the middle. I'm glad that you're finding, I found that doing live streams, first of all, I have just as many, if not a couple more people watching me than at most gigs that I would book in New York City on any given live stream. So
Same.
that's been nice. And I too have found that I've been willing to stretch out a little bit more in terms of like set lists that I'd choose.
Oh yeah.
Or not choosing a set list or taking obscure requests. I too have found that to be kind of liberating, but I miss the crowds as well. I really do.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, what if you haven't been writing about, the quarantine pandemic nonsense itself? And I've only written one of those, and it sucks. What have you been writing about to distract yourself?
Let's see. I mean, I hit a point where I was like, I really can't keep writing about unrequited love. Like I was so sick of writing about, but it's always it's like great source material. So it's everywhere. So yeah, I actually wrote a song about like that millennial feeling of not wanting to care about anything. And it was about a dude. Didn't work out. Dude and I didn't work out. What was the other? There were a couple others. It was mostly that. Drinking. I wrote about drinking because I think a lot of us started doing more of it.
Okay.
I did for a while. So I wrote a song about drinking and smoking too much. And then I stopped drinking and smoking so much. So I don't know if my therapist probably really enjoys that.
Well, now it'll bring back nostalgia vibes when you try to do it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're finding something to write about. As being, I imagine that you've been home a lot more because you're a full-time student, but all your classes have even been online, Have you found that it's been harder or easier to kind of work at home in terms of writing songs and rehearsing now that you're there all the time?
Ooh, I was living somewhere else until end of November, early December. And that other place was terribly hard. It was hard. It was small. It was hard to rehearse. It took a lot of effort to do anything. Here, I'm in a different place. I have like triple the room. It's quiet. And I live with a musician and a songwriter. So there's just an ease of like, it's just kind of easy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, environment makes a big difference. So, but I love, it's been great actually the past couple months.
That's really good to hear. Welcome to Brooklyn. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. I'm hoping that at some point we maybe get to hear something new tonight.
Oh,
speaking of taking chances on material live stream. This isn't your live stream, so you can take even more fucking chances.
Well, I'm gonna play. Let me see. Yeah, nothing I've recorded before. So
awesome.
Except for yeah. I'll play some new stuff.
Oh, do you want to play anything now? I'm kind of jonesing to hear you sing because it's been a minute.
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, I had like 10 songs to choose from. All right, let me. I'll do this one. This isn't new, but I enjoy playing it.
Well, let me get out of your way first, because I can do this. I can do this cool thing where I'm not on the screen and you get the whole fucking thing to yourself. And I can put up these cool little like banners with your name or your fucking social media info. I can be like, hey, everybody, look at that.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's pretty fancy. or there's Facebook, or there's Instagram, and I can also make ones on the fly. So if you sing a lyric, I can really write shit like, "Oh my God, listen to that lyric," and it'll freak you out a little bit. It'll be lots of fun.
Fantastic.
So,
I like it.
I hope so. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way and say, Sam Brown, please take it away, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen up and enjoy the show.
I haven't eaten in days, filling up on cheap Chardonnay. I get drunk and blow up your phone, then sit outside your house till you're home. So don't you ever mess with one like me. I can't be alone. Don't open the door on me if all you want to do is get me unclothed. Friends say I'm too pretty for you. They say that you're too old, and it's true. But I played a queen in your bed. Now I hear you fucking other girls in my head. So don't you ever mess with one like me. I got secrets and scars. I will hang around these streets until I am where you are. Well, this isn't me. This is just what I do. I don't know where I got this bruise. There's a knife inside the drawer I can use. Maybe I'm too hard on myself, and you're an asshole who's poor from my health. This is not me. This is just what I do. This isn't me. This is just what I do. Don't you ever mess with one like me. I can't be alone. Don't open the door on me if all you want to do is get me unclothed. Don't you ever mess with one like me. Don't you ever mess with one like me. Don't you ever mess with one like me. I can't be alone.
Sam Brown, ladies and gentlemen. I love the ending of that song.
Oh, thanks.
That's great. And anytime you can drop an F-bomb in the middle of an otherwise like easy to listen to song, it's my favorite. I love it.
I'm so nervous to ask somebody. I'm like, I hope I'm allowed to say the F word.
No, say all the fucking F words you want.
Fantastic.
Go for it. Yeah. I love that. Will you place another one?
Absolutely. In fact, yeah, I will play another one because we're gonna talk about them maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna whatever you want. I'm gonna get out of the way and say, ladies and gentlemen, you're enjoying the Tuesday night live stream with me, Chris Q Murphy, and this is my guest, Sam Brown. She's gonna play another totally fabulous song for you. Check it out.
All right, thank you. You're not a nomad. You're a dad who crosses the country twice a month to see his kids. Man, I wasn't so lucky. And that's the home you made. Here I am in New York City. If I scream loud enough, I'll be a melody you might remember. And I feel it. This winter, it just sucked me so dry. So many fires, so many men holding kerosene, watching all those fires die. If I'm being honest, I was sleeping with this guy the whole time. I knew it wouldn't matter anyway, but I wanted it to. And you feel it, we got close. I know I'm not alone in my desire, but this keeps repeating. I defile, I give in. Hey, when you gonna go? When you gonna go? When bar, there's a room. It's warm and it's welcome. Where I play my hardest songs, where I picture we both belong. Why'd you make me feel like I was special, then on special? Oh, cheap and undervalued, but hey, the drugs were good, man. Can you feel it? We got close. I know I'm not alone in my desire, but this keeps repeating. I defile, I give in. Hey, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna go? When are you gonna go now? Imagine an outpouring of regret. I know I'll never hear, so please don't remind me of my finer attributes. It's for the next guy who wants me knowing he can't and won't contain. It's just this ordinary emptiness and it's awful. So kiss your kids, yeah, tell your daughter she don't need no one but herself, not even you. And I tell myself that too. It's just sometimes it don't feel true. Can you feel it? We got close. I know I'm not alone in my desire, but this keeps repeating. I defile, I give in. Can you feel it? We got close. I know I'm not alone in my desire, but this keeps repeating. I defile, I give in. Hey, when you gonna go? When you gonna go? When you gonna go now?
Sam Brown, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was awesome too. I love it.
Thanks so much.
It seems like you have some things you want to say about that song
No.
or those songs. No, so I want to get out of the way. What are you drinking tonight, by the way?
Tea. No, not even tea. It's just hot water with lemon.
Okay. No judgment. This is water. This is water.
Okay. I've been known to put tequila in my mug, so
nice.
But tonight,
I accidentally gave up drinking at some point. Yeah, well, you know what it was? I wasn't doing a ton of extra drinking. I was doing a medium amount of extra drinking because I found this really great little brewery out on Long Island. And during the heavy days of quarantine, right when they opened up, they started doing curbside service. And it was like an excuse to get out of the house. So like the kids and I would get in the car and drive way the fuck out, not way, like an hour and change out to Long Island. I'd already made my order online and I'm just like, hey, I'm here. And they come and they chuck this really good beer in my car. And so I was drinking a lot of expensive beer. And then at some point in the early, I want to say it was like September, I realized I hadn't been drinking beer, and that the big bottle of gin on the counter looked at kind of the same level after about 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, drinking's never been a problem, but did I just stop drinking? I was like, I know people try this sometimes. I wonder if I should just stop drinking. I don't know if I've ever had any fucking health benefits or anything. And I have no problem. Maybe I'm going to start again at some point soon. But like, I just accidentally stopped drinking, and I haven't had occasion to. It's not like I'm going out anywhere,
No, but like, I mean, I'm tempted to get a bottle of something tomorrow.
Have at it. And
start drinking at noon. Isn't something happening at noon tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. We're hoping that we're gonna have a slightly better boss starting tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope that everything goes smoothly tomorrow, and the people that are watching it on TV get to just watch it on the TV. To be frank, I've seen in a handful of social media places and heard from my own wife was saying this. We both work in schools, and by in schools I mean 4 schools from our fucking house.
Yeah.
She said early this morning, she's like, some of the teachers want to like make sure everybody in the school is watching it, and I just don't want this to be the fucking Challenger all over again when you wheel the fucking TV into the auditorium. And goddamn, I'm fucking terrified of that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking white dude, and I'm terrified of that shit. It's making me crazy.
Well,
Sorry.
I think everyone should be scared of that. Yeah, maybe I'll wait until evening tomorrow if I'm going to imbibe, just to make sure I don't pop my cork too soon.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will say, the day they announced, they officially announced that Biden and Harris had won, I was playing one of my only 2 gigs of the last 9 months. I was playing an outdoor gig actually in Park Slope. And we played like a B+ gig. We did fine. It wasn't anything incredible. But the vibe on Fifth Avenue in Park Slope on the day that they announced that Biden and Harris had won and the streets were closed and it was an unseasonably warm day in November, I will never, ever forget the energy on the street that day. It was like a huge sigh of relief being collectively breathed. Is that anyway? It was pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, it felt surreal. I was getting coffee. I was biking around Long Island City, and I came out of the coffee shop, and people are clapping, and I was like, it's not 7 p.m. and where? And then I was like, oh, he won. The guy won. That guy won. The better one. The
better one.
The other guy. The other old white guy.
That's exactly what I was about to say. The other fucking old white guy. I'm so tired. When do I get to stop voting for my dad? I've been voting for my dad my whole life. I'm so done. When I was 18, I was like, you know what? These old motherfuckers, they know way more about the world than me. I'm 18. I don't know shit. I don't mind voting for old people. And now I'm fucking 43 years old. And I'm like, why am I still voting for my dad? Furthermore, why am I literally voting for some of the same motherfuckers?
Well, that's the crisis we're all in right now. Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't be.
Let's talk about songs.
Yeah. How about that? Let's talk about music. That will eventually, that there's going to be, I think, a great renaissance when we can be together again of political activism through music. I do think that. I'm hoping.
I hope so too.
I'm hoping.
A couple weeks ago, I don't know if you know Mia Byrne, but she was on my show in December. And she used to be in New York. She's based out of San Francisco now. And she said that one little silver lining she sees through all of this is that after the last global pandemic, we got things like the Cafe Society. We got things like everything in New York City and Berlin in the 1920s. So she's hoping that when we can be together, like you said, once again, there's a creative outpouring, and that people are hungry for real music up close and in their laps. Because you can only stream those Taylor Swift albums so many times before you need something else.
Oh God, I haven't. I didn't do it yet. I haven't.
They're fine. There's nothing wrong at all with either one of them, and there's nothing fantastic about either. They are both perfectly good examples of that sort of thing. Okay. So if you're looking for that, milk toast. So let's talk about your songs, which are not milk toast.
Cool, thanks.
So tell me about the 2 that you just played, since they're both new-ish.
Okay, so I do have to say the first one is not new. That one is not new, but every time I play it, I think, man, I had some insight to myself, because I still feel like that girl in the present. It's just one of those songs. It's about 6 years old now, and it hasn't, unfortunately, some of it hasn't, I haven't aged out of some of it, but it's also, for a while, it was one of the songs, like when you play a bunch of tunes and people afterward are like, what was that one? The one where and it was always that one. And I sort of was like, oh, I should be playing that. So hopefully I'll be recording it soon, but Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Just about
Awesome.
in your 20s. Yeah.
Oh, my 20s. So tell me about the other one, the one that you just played, which is a little newer.
That's much newer. That actually I wrote I wrote that maybe 2 years ago. But I'm gonna say though, it's really like a year because this past year doesn't feel like it existed. And like, but so it still feels new. And I wrote it when I had started doing a lot of the Faulkner gigs. And I'd been coming out, and that's the second verse. In the back of the bar, there's a room, and that's what I was talking about. Because it's one of those, and it's just one of those groups of people, and it was a special place where you just felt like you were always going to hear really good songs. You were going to connect with other songwriters. You could play whatever you wanted. Like you could try new stuff. You could mess up. Nobody was pretentious. Nobody's trying to that thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Nile is so chill. It doesn't happen there. And I miss it.
Yeah. For the handful of you that don't know what we're talking about, Sam and I know each other through the Big City Folk Song Club community, which is an incredibly long-running weekly song club. Not an open mic, kind of like a curated open mic or a closed mic or a filtered mic, as in, you gotta know somebody that knows somebody to be able to show up and play your songs. And she and I met through this community of people, and you really summed it up perfectly. As long as you get up there and you demonstrate quickly that you take songwriting seriously, all pretense is out the window. Everybody's like, okay, this person likes to write songs. Let's see what they do. And Niall is so chill. And I mean, he's explicitly says it's a safe space for new songs. Manu is out there watching us. I'm not sure what other big city folkers are around at the moment. But yeah, I miss it so much. Faulkner, long before pandemic, is one of those places that just fucking closed. Like so many bars and restaurants in New York City, our weekly hang just up and closed. And we eventually started up again at Stella and Fly on the Upper East Side.
Oh yeah.
But that place is fucking great, and the people that run that place are darling people. But it was a little far for me, so I didn't go as often. So anyway, yeah.
It was far, and then there was the downstairs in like near Murray Hill or near.
That happened for a minute. Yeah. The New York, not the New York Beer Company. That was a different thing. It was. I remember it was on it was in Murray Hill. You're right. Right off the. Yeah, I went there like once or twice. It was a good time. Yeah, really tiny room. Really tiny. Yeah. I'm sorry. My brain is just You said something. Yeah, you said something before that I thought was pretty interesting. You said that one of the things that kind of changed the way you work, or the pace, or the process by which you're being a full-time student. So you are currently in school. What are you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. I love school. I'm studying psychology and English.
Okay.
And mostly the emphasis on psychology. My goal is next to do a PhD and all that, and to be a therapist. Yeah. So but I am somebody, that I don't know who said it first, but someone said, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. And I generally feel when I'm busy, I get so much done. I get more done. Obviously you have to when you're busy, but so school gives me such a structure that it's almost easier for me to write, because those moments when you're alone and you don't have anything else to do and you're still overwhelmed by X, Y, and Z, that when you only have an hour to get to it, you get to it. And it's harder for me when there's so much like sprawling time to structure my day. And songwriting is way more cathartic and way more about the sharing of it than it is about like writing a hit, so to speak. So I'm not going to sit down and do that, but I'm going to sit down and get it out and shed a little bit. But school, yeah. Plus, what I didn't realize, because I didn't go to college in my 20s, and I'm glad I didn't, you're learning so much, it's inevitable that's going to come into your songwriting. I mean, I think of the Indigo Girls. I mean, I think of Closer to Fine, always Closer to Fine. And there's a reason that subject matter made it in there and is so popular and is also, I don't think I'm sick of that one yet. I was talking to somebody about getting sick of covers when you're asked to
Uh-huh.
play a cover. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I kind of prefer songwriting. I do it more often when I'm busy, and school's made it a lot busier, which is nice.
Interesting. Can you give me an example of something else from the world of school that has crept into your writing somehow?
Well, just I mean, it's hard because I'm a psych student and I want to be a therapist. So I love oversharing, and as a songwriter by nature, you're just going to be an oversharer. I think I've been able, actually, it's been a great source of for me to sort of analyze myself in a sense, because I'll look at some old songs I've written and I'll think, oh, I was going through X, Y, and Z. And I remember in that psych class, they were talking about X, Y, and Z. And this happens sometimes when you do this. And now actually when I listen to songs, I'm like, oh, that dude's gaslighting that chick. That's terrible. Or I'll be like, oh, that's about an abusive relationship. Or oh, things that actually songwriters, I don't think explicitly go into thinking I'm going to write a song about this. When you're studying psychology, for me, it's very hard not to be like, oh, they're talking about that. Like that song, what's that song? The America song, Meet Me in the Middle. Won't you meet me in the middle? Would you? America, is it America?
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
Sister
yeah,
Golden
that's
Hair.
yeah. Janet Jackson sampled that one. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, it's I'm gonna find it at some point.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a Janet Jackson song with the.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I do know. But this song, I loved it for years, and then I played it live, and I actually read the words. I was like, ew, this guy can't make up his mind. Like I've been in this situation so many times, dude. Make up your effing mind. Let this chick off the hook. Oh, whatever.
Do you ever rewrite other people's songs when you find things that are problematic in them? Because I know that you make some of your bread playing the odd cover gig, which can be kind of like anathema to certain singer-songwriters. I see no shame in that game because you only learn more about your own writing by learning other people's songs. So now my move has been, if there's a song that I learned when I was younger and I love and I've grown up to realize is problematic, or if I just come across songs problematic, I just rewrite this shit. Like I gender flop something. If it's totally misogynistic, I do my best to swing around. And now I can't actually see anything in the universe from a fully female perspective. I'm somewhere on the spectrum, but I try to ask myself, okay, how would the person on the other side of this respond to this? And I'll completely rewrite a lyric, or I'll just make a couple small swaps. And I wonder if you could go back to Sister Golden Hair and.
Oh. I mean, maybe. I tried, I was going to rework Santa Baby this Christmas time. I thought that needs a little, like, there's some of the, I mean, it's so, the Eartha Kitt, she's great, fantastic, but like, it's like, I think some of the stuff's problematic. Maybe that would be a good, because I've never done that before. That's interesting.
Well, get on it.
Start doing
It's when you're feeling like you want to create something, but you don't necessarily have anything in the coffers. Sometimes just editing somebody else's work can give you fresh perspective as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. It also, anyway. But I don't want to talk about other people's songs anymore. I want to hear more of your songs.
All right.
I want you to play another two. Could one of them, is there anything that you've written or kind of like put together in the last couple months that you might be willing to share in this chunk?
Absolutely. I will do the song one of the songs I wrote in isolation.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tuesday Night Live Stream. I'm your host, Chris Q. Murphy. This is, no, wait. I have to point with the other hand on the screen. Wait. Oh, fuck. I don't. Damn it. That person next to me is Sam Brown. She's fantastic. She's playing a song. You can follow her on the Facebook at Sam Brown-NYC. You can also follow her on the Instagram at Free Sam Brown. And you should do both of those things so you can see what she's up to. I'm going to get out of the way and let her play some songs. And here she goes.
Thank you. This is called I Don't Want to Care. There's always sex, and I can't often say no to it. And now there's you, complicating what would have been so easy to leave. Forget my things, unconscious ways to see you again. It's fun and still you take me deeper than I have been ever with anyone like this. But I don't wanna care, I don't wanna care. Sometimes I fight this all day, I don't wanna care. I see the kid making lunch for his mom and dad, and now the man deep in the heat of discovering what he is and what he will be. But I don't wanna care, I don't wanna care. I try to push back, you're there. Hey, why are you still standing there? Feelings change, I have a feeling I'll be a fool. And now you know, I thought a lot about fooling you. We replay our past and end this. But I don't wanna care, I don't wanna care about you, but I do, I do. All right. This is called Free Love. Baby, don't make me. One moment. Sorry. There we go. One. Baby, don't make me beg you like a bitch for an emotional bone. No. And I can't just let you hate on me now, honey. I'm just sorry it was on the phone. Never gonna leave me, but oh, you're gonna treat me so cruel. Well, you're gonna love me like you said that you were gonna do, but it wasn't true. Don't leave the gaslight on, oh honey. Free love, if it's free, can it be? took you for granted. When I did, 'cause you're man still, I got down on my knees for you. I never had a lover who really put in the time, but I am not your therapist or your mother. Were you gonna love me like you said that you were gonna do? But it wasn't true. No, don't leave the gaslight on, 'cause I'm moving on, honey. Free love, if it's free, can it be love? If it's you and it's me, love. Free love, if it's free, can it be love? If it's you and it's me, love. Free love.
Sam Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
Thank
that
you.
one's fucking great. You said you're not interested in writing hits, but I don't know. That I hear a single.
If
I mean,
someone
I
wants
don't.
to pay me for that, the highest bidder.
I don't have a label. Well, I do have a label. My friend and I have a small micro cassette label that we run out of our homes. But
That's rad.
well, I'm glad you enjoy it. We haven't put out anything in a minute. We should probably get back on that, Matt. I mean, we've been hanging out in quarantine for fucking months and we haven't put a tape out. That seems pretty lame if you ask me. All right. So Until the Quasar Cassettes is back up and running as of now. It's official. We actually, that song is of a higher quality than the majority of our catalog. But if I talk to any of my high up executives anytime soon, I'll let you know because that song's fucking great. I love it.
Thank you.
The chorus is fantastic. And your singing is so good. I mean, it sounds so good. And I guess it's worth noting that while you are a singer songwriter, you also spend a lot of your gigging time as a singer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like with a voice like that, how could you not?
Thank you.
And I wish is there a time and place that people could come hear you sing? No, when's your next live stream?
That I haven't figured out yet. The goal, I'm on a break until mid-February, and the goal was actually to record. That got a little, again, I'm not doing a lot. For some reason, that got a little delayed for me reasons, but I think that's the next thing I'll be trying to schedule.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, before we get out of here in a minute, is there anything that you'd like to? Where can people hear your music if they want to hear recorded versions of your music?
Oh well, I'm on all the like Spotify, iTunes, all the whatever that thing does, or they send it out to all the stuff. I have an album called "Damage That I Am" that I released in 2018. And I am on Instagram is actually a great way. I mean, that's kind of the thing now. I advertise there and I do if I do live streams, it's usually from Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, there's the Instagram at Free Sam Brown. And here's the Facebook, which is at Sam Brown NYC. And I think that if you are here because you know me or because you always tune into the show, you should absolutely give Sam a follow on both of these platforms to see what she's up to and hear more great singing and more music. If you're here because you're a fan of Sam's, why don't you go ahead and give me a follow because I do these shows every Tuesday night and usually have fantastic guests on who, are willing to talk about whatevs, like Sam here tonight. But it's just about time to go. Sam, I don't know if there's anything else you want to cover or anything else you feel the need to tell the universe before we skedaddle on out of here.
I thought I was gonna overshare way more, so I think I'm gonna let it. I know. I think I'm good. I'm gonna leave it here, and you're playing another song, right? You're gonna play another song?
I don't know. Maybe I will tonight. I haven't done that in
Yeah.
a minute.
I think
All
you
right, maybe I'll
should.
play another song.
I
All
think
right.
you should. And can you remind me the name of the single that's coming out again?
Which single?
You said you're releasing a single.
Mine.
You.
At this point in the show, it's not about me anymore. Like, well, good friend. Actually, who was I talking to a while ago? Larry Ewan, who we both know. At some point when she was on this show months ago, and she was like, Chris Murphy, I love you, but if you really want this show to be good, it's not about you.
I can hear her saying that.
Yeah, she's like, the show can't be about you. So I've like taken that to heart, and I tend to overshare as well, and I find that I am a better talker than I am a listener. But I hope that through doing this, one of the things I'll figure out is to be the best listener I can be and learn as much as I can. And God, I've learned so much from so many of my songwriter friends. And I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. So I guess we'll say goodbye to Sam, everybody. Make sure you give her all the follows. Check out her music.
And
tune into her stuff.
Commenting. I see some comments. Thank you.
Yeah, well, let's see. Matthew DeGroat said 7 out of 5 stars.
Yelp that. Is that a Yelp?
I don't know. When we were talking about Faulkner, Manu stepped in and said, miss it too. When we were trying to place the America song, Spiff Wiegand from Brooklyn, New York said Ventura Highway.
It is Ventura Highway. It's not
Sister Golden Hair? Okay. Mm-hmm. Even better.
Yeah.
But I think Janet Jackson sampled Sister Golden Hair. Matt also said Sweet Mood Lighting at some point earlier.
Oh, by the way, just before we leave, I want to wish Dolly
happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Dolly. And thank you to Nicole for getting me that. So
that's awesome. I saw an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez candle not too long ago.
Those are great.
And I kind of want one.
Thank you, AOC.
Yeah, thank you, AOC, for everything that you've done and that you will continue to do. And you are the only reason that I would consider moving to fucking Queens. So I could live in your fucking district.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's enough hero worship for her. All right. So, Sam, thank you so much for coming on the show. I guess I will hopefully see you, Oh, wait a minute. Hot off the press. Spiffly again says that Janet Jackson sampled both Ventura Highway and Sister Golden Hair, which it's weird to me because that is a post Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis portion of Janet Jackson's career because they weren't so big on this. Sorry, I'm going to stop. I was about to nerd out.
No, it's great. I like that stuff.
Well, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, anything that they've produced is textbook as far as I'm concerned. So thank you, Spiff, for letting me know that fact. I had no idea, and now I'm going to spend the rest of the evening listening to Janet Jackson.
Yes.
All right, Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope to see you sooner rather than later. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
So I guess I'm going to play another song. I haven't done this in a minute. I usually just kind of say goodbye with my guests, and that's the show. But tonight, I guess I'm playing one more. Anybody have any requests before I pick something? You have about a minute, not even. You have about 30 seconds to get that shit in the chat. Matthew DeGroat, put me on your show, you brilliant human. Is you talking to me? Because I can put you on my show. Just reach out to me over at Chris Q Murphy on the Bookface or the Tweeter or the Instagerms, and no requests. No, let's see. I played the single "No Sand" again. That comes out on Friday. I played "Resolved." I'm going to play a song that I don't. It's one of mine that I don't play super often, but I've been kind of playing it at home this week. So I'm going to play it for you. Before I mentioned that Sam and I know each other through Niall Connolly's Big City Folk Song Club. Places No Sand again. Spiff Weekend. It comes out on Friday on all streaming platforms, including a fucking video by none other than Mr. Gary Malfa, the artist. This is a song that was written for a song challenge for Nile's Song Club. It is called Time is Lying to Everyone. The challenge word that week was tile, so I decided I was going to anagram it up. And it goes like this. Buy a new watch every year, then drop it in a pint of beer and watch till it slows down. We're inevitably humble about how it keeps me humble, and we're both met with praise and renown. And it echoes through the ages till we look like fucking sages. Time is lying to everyone. The time is lying to everyone. Where you think those voices been coming from? It's 'cause time lies to everyone. Now I won't go placing any bets 'cause you just smoked a cigarette and swore that it would be your last. Now I ain't judging anyone, but you've been telling everyone that people give up too fast. And if there's a balance to be struck between vigilance and luck, time is lying to everyone. Time is lying to everyone. How you think that everything comes undone? It's 'cause time lies to everyone. The time is lying to everyone. Time is lying to everyone. Why you think that everything comes undone? It's 'cause time lies to everyone. Life is too long. I'm a sea in an ocean of protest songs. And if it begins before it ends, then when does the ennui set in? When does the ennui set in? I spurn on medication. There's an app for meditation and a shoulder pushed into my nose. I'm a xenophobe commuter with a cellular computer and a briefcase full of brand new clothes. And it's too easy to be consumed when your empire's your own bed. 'Cause time is lying to everyone. Time is lying to everyone. It's just the universe having fun. Yes, time lies to everyone. Time is lying to everyone. Time is lying to everyone. Where you think those voices are coming from? Yeah, why you think that everything comes undone? That's just the universe having fun. It's 'cause time lies to everyone. Thank you so much, everybody. We will be back here next Tuesday with Wesley Graham. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves and other people.